Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is a legendary founding titan, and I want to talk about what we're going to be doing with 2025. As you may or may not know, the I've keep posting in the community tab that once I get to 900 videos, I'll be changing a bunch of stuff around, uh, being like my profile pictures, my bios, basically like revamping the channel as a whole, right? But I kind of want to talk about what I've been kind of thinking and what I want to do in 2025 and like which direction I want to go. And because I've been posting, videos left and right. I mean, some are great in my opinion. Some, well, I shouldn't say great because because I see the flaws in a lot of my videos, and I try to better them as I go along. So I'd say they're just uh I say they're just decent. I'm just getting better at editing and being more consistent and whatever not. But I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for quite a while. Still is, obviously. um, but that is the whole idea with, well, specifically with the most popular videos on my channel. I kept thinking the whole time that YouTube had me stuck in an algorithm with specifically Halo Wars. As if you don't know, Halo Wars is the number one uh, game that I have on the channel that's like the most popularized, right? Um, and while in that time period, my channel was doing the best ever, basically. Um, I eventually got burnt on Halo Wars and started moving on to uh, you know, other games, right? We went through so many games. We went through, some side games like Epic War 5. We went through like Sunny 2, like 1 and 2, even the remake. Though the remake I didn't have for long because I didn't really like it. Um, and then we had, you know, the whole God of War series. We're still kind of doing EDF here and there. We finally got our first Stellaris thing, which is crazy to think about because my channel technically started with Stellaris. Um, but yeah, I never actually had a playthrough of it until Bobville, which if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. It's a pretty cool series. One of my favorite series I might have to add so far, just because it was like kind of like a adventure for not only just me but for the viewers. And while it was a little bit more boring and like a little bit more boring for me than probably you, it was still interesting to see how it resolved. I say it was more boring for me because I had to do so much sitting around. Because if you don't know, I was just doing a one system challenge, which basically means you don't really do much of anything, hardly. And yeah, so that's kind of the reason why it was kind of boring. But at the same time, it was interesting to see that can make a difference, which is one system. But anyway, you know, outside of all that, I kept thinking that Halo Wars was gonna be the thing that I would have to be forced to do because nothing else was even popping off. As of recently, while none of the other things I have been doing has reached Halo Wars success, but we have had, ever since we stopped playing Halo Wars, we have had a few series do pop off. And like I said, they weren't as popularized as Halo Wars, but some of them got close. One of them was Paragon, which I mean, obviously not really an option anymore because the game is dead. Um, but what I noticed was Stellaris was actually one of those games that was super popular, or it did really well. We had 5 videos, and collectively they had about 2 to 3K, somewhere in there, of views, and quite a massive. Oh, I shouldn't say massive, uh, but it was the highest jump in subscribers that I've had in a long time. So it was really encouraging to, well, just see that Stellaris can do well on the channel. However, however, let me tell you something. Uh, what I'm looking for is the reason why Halo Wars was the success it was. Why was Halo Wars so successful? I did do a little bit of editing for those videos, but it wasn't near the amount for Stellaris. And can only really think of one thing that could have possibly made me, uh, my Halo Wars series, you know, like, why it was that popular at the time. Only one answer I could come up with, and I believe it has to do with. It's not the algorithm. It's not that. I'm in the firm belief it was mainly because of how many videos there was of Halo Wars, on top of how consistent it was. People loved Halo Wars. The people that loved Halo Wars stayed with it. So basically, what I'm getting at is that Halo Wars was successful because I was consistently uploading that content, and that was what my audience, that's what you guys wanted. Um, because we're a small channel, obviously, and that's where the foundation of the channel kind of stems from is Halo Wars. Uh, we built a small foundation, which was Halo Wars. And because of how consistent we uploaded that, those people that loved Halo Wars stayed with us and kept giving the channel views, which is great. So what I'm thinking is the reason why my channel hasn't been doing as great ever since is because I have been doing it all wrong. Because we've been jumping left and right everywhere. Like, I mean, there's so many games on this channel now, and I wanted to do a variety channel. I really did. However, now, do not get me wrong, that's not going to really change, but I think I'm going to change one thing about it. I think instead of doing 10 to 20 different games, because like I said, we have so many games on the channel. I think for the time being, I'm going to see how just doing a few games would be like for the channel. um like, I want to do what I did before with Halo Wars. I want to consistently upload the same game over and over and over again, because that is what a lot of people are going to want. And now this has been really tough for me to figure out what I exactly wanted to do. God of War is done. Like, I love God of War, but I have literally done everything I can with it. I mean, not everything, but I mean, with God of War 2018, I literally did do everything. Like, I showed you guys that I had 100% the game. I have every achievement. I beat the game on like the hardest difficulty. The only thing I couldn't really do in the hardest difficulty was the Valkyries, but other than that, I was able to do everything else just fine. And it wasn't even like the Valkyries; it was just Sigrun. Like, that was the only boss I really couldn't beat on God of War difficulty. was Sigrun, which was the Valkyrie Queen. I've done literally everything else in that game though. And Ragnarok, honestly, like I feel like for me that was a one-time thing for the story mode. After I got the story mode out of the way, I have no interest in playing it again. Mainly because it it's not that it's a bad game. It's just the main reason I replayed 2018 so much was because I loved the brawler playstyle, but that brawler playstyle was completely nerfed in 20, Ragnarok, and also I I don't know. I just the combat, the armor, the progression just didn't do it for me this time around. I was kind of expecting more. I was expecting more, like maybe we had like leg piece armor, maybe some helmets, especially with the whole thing with like, uh, you know, like we had the whole Valhalla DLC, which was like um a DLC back at Greece sort of deal. We got to go back to Greece for a little bit. It would have been kind of cool if we could actually like wear like Spartan helmets, like just all types of cool shit like that. But we just never got to do that. And that's okay. But I don't know. I just don't have any interest to play it anymore because, like I said, the God of War's been on the channel for so long, and so many other people are doing it now too. So it's kind of like a thing where it's like I can't really do it just because there's so many other people. Like there's a huge competition with that game for all the people doing it, and also, like I said, I'm just kind of burnt out, and I'm just not. I mean, I'm kind of butthurt that my favorite character died in that game. So I'm just like, yeah. So I'm kind of just done God of War for now. And like I said, there's probably like I don't even know like 60 hours worth of content for you guys to watch God of War. Like, I've done everything. So, because I did like literally 3 or 4 playthroughs of 2018 God of War. Oh my god, why did I do that? But, yeah. So, I'm pretty much done with God of War. And then, I do want to continue doing Stellaris, at least Stellaris challenges. I just don't know if I want to do a main thing with Stellaris. Like, I do like Stellaris, but I don't know if I can play Stellaris like in like as much as I could with like Halo Wars. Mainly because like it's not because Halo Wars I think is a better game. It was just because like it's just because Halo Wars is a little bit easier to record. Because it's Stellaris, like you constantly have to like do something to make it interesting. Whereas in Halo Wars, like it's always interesting because it's non-stop combat. Whereas in Stellaris, like there's peace treaties. There's not that that type of stuff's not interesting. It's just you can't drag it out for too long. Something's got to happen. You need action. I'm fully aware of that. You need action and shit. That's what made Bobville so interesting was because near the end of it, they you know their entire home was in dire need of help. Literally lost more than half their people. I mean, that was interesting as hell. You know, just wondering if they would even survive. Because like I said, I didn't even know if we would survive. Like I was going with emotions with you guys pretty much during that shit. So it was pretty interesting for both of us to see how it all resolved. But I just don't know if I want to make like I just don't know if I could do a Stellaris thing every like day type of deal because of it being a little bit harder to record than Halo Wars. So I I'm trying to do some stuff new for 2025. Um but I just very much struggle with what I want to do, like where I should look at sort of deal. what games I should kind of main for a while. Just so I can get a better understanding of what people want to see, type of deal. You know what I mean? Because what I'm doing right now, it's just there's just too many games. There's too many games that I have on the channel that are just scattered around. Like we have EDF, we have like all these RTS, all these survival games. Like it's just too much. Um, so I want to try to find. Uh, that's kind of why I've been posting my Twitch stream stuff because I've been thinking of what I want to do. So this is just kind of giving me time to think what I want to do for 2025. I have plans, but it's like I also want to find things that are interesting. I feel like one of the things that I will be doing, if any of you guys really want to know, Dragon's Dogma 2. Been really enjoying that game's combat, and since I finally figured out how to do modding, I could do some base game stuff, modding stuff. I could do a lot of creative things with Dragon's Dogma 2. If that's what you guys want, I could easily do that. Because Dragon's Dogma 2, there's a lot of things I don't like about the game. Mainly the lack of bosses for a game that's supposed to be like very, boss feel. Like it's kind of like a Monster Hunter, you know, only in my opinion more fun in combat. Like I believe Dragon's Dogma has some of the best combat in like any video game. Like it does. It does have some of the best like not like mechanically the best combat, but like it's just fun as hell, right? It looks good, looks clean, like has good animations, badass magic, like it's solid, you know. But Dragon's Dogma 2, it does lack a lot of monster variety. It lacks a lot of, I mean, the stories is kind of not there. um, but it's still a game that I do enjoy, simply because of all the content you can get out of it. There's a lot of armor sets you can grab, a lot of weapons, all the vocations, especially with the modding scene. There's even more vocations with that. There's a lot of interesting potential I could do with that game. And I was gonna be doing Deadlock, but Deadlock's kind of going down the hill. It's kind of shitty now, so it's. I mean, they nerfed tanks. Well, I mean, they nerfed the durability of towers, which might as well hurt tanks as well because it makes tanks uh, harder to stay alive because they were kind of some of them rely on towers to kind of help them a little bit at times. So yeah, Deadlock's kind of going down the hill, if you know what I mean. For me, um, yeah, MOBAs would be great. Like, I would love to do a MOBA. The problem is like there's not like any MOBAs I'm interested in. Like Paragon was definitely the best MOBA, and Predecessor is kind of ass. Like I think the game itself is actually it's good, but like I said before, it's just not for me because of how quick the time is to kill. I just do not like how fast the time to kill is in that game. It was already like pretty fast in Paragon, and but it was fine in Paragon. It was a little bit more forgivable just because of how fun the game actually was. But in Predecessor, it's so slow paced. It takes forever to get into fights, which is why I kind of wish the time to kill was longer because I want because a lot of the time in Predecessor you're in the laning phase, which I did want a longer laning phase, but the problem is it's like there's no payoff for it. Like it's kind of like going to a movie. Like actually, that's a perfect example. It's kind of like going to a Transformers film, and then like the final battle just sucks ass because like you don't give a fuck about the story at all, hardly, but you're just in it for the action, because Transformers has ridiculous action, and yeah, that's kind of what happens. That's like kind of what happens in Predecessor. It's like you finally get to the finale where you expect a giant fight, and it's just like over in like 5 seconds, because tanks are just so damn weak. Uh, I mean, I feel like everyone's weak in that game, man. It just feels like assassins kill carries too fast, carries kill mages too fast, mages kill carries too fast, tanks die too fast in general. Like, it's just, I don't know. And then Smite, it's like I've never really found myself that interested in Smite. Like, the main reason I played it so much was because of friends, but without friends, it's like insufferable to play. Uh, so yeah, yeah, and also Predecessor just seems to be trying to copy that exact formula as Smite. I mean, come on, man. Like, you're telling me none of their like if you played Predecessor or Smite, or well, actually, to make my case clear, if you played both those games, Smite and Predecessor, you notice that all the new characters that Predecessor adds are literally rip-offs of Odin, of Smite. Like, for instance, yeah, in regards to Odin though, Zara's Zara's is pretty much like Odin. Like, he plays practically the same as him. He's a warrior. His ult's exactly the same as Odin's. He has a spear ability just like Odin. He has the same weapons as Odin. Like, it's not convenient at all. Or how about this? There's a tree guy. I don't know his name, but he's a healer. Who does that sound like? Sylvanas? He even has a grab. I'm pretty sure he has like a grab like Richter's, but also Sylvanas had a grab, and he's a healer. He's a support, same as Sylvanas, and he's a tree. Like, you can't make this shit up. Like, I mean, it's normal for a MOBA to like have some similarities, but bro, come on, that's like dead ass like the same character. Like, it's a tree guy. He has a healing ability, a grab. Like, you can't tell me that's not the same character as Sylvanas practically. I mean, come on. Like, that is like on the nose right there. And who was the other guy they added? Not Czar. Uh, Skylar, the new fucking uh ADC that can fly. Basically, Jingwei. Like, like, you can't make this shit up, son. Like, I see what they're doing. They're trying to appeal to the Smite audience, which is probably gonna work, but you can't fool me though. Like, bro, like that. I mean, say what you want about Skylar, but dude, that fucking tree guy is literally Savanas. He has exactly the same abilities. The exact same abilities. I mean, he has two. As far as I'm aware, two of the abilities are exactly the same. They both are tank slash supports. They're both trees. There's like four identical things right there. You can't tell me that's just convenience. Like, come on. Be real now. But anyway, apart from all that, yeah. But MOBAs are they're just not doing it for me right now. None of them are, which is upsetting because I love the MOBA scene. I have the most fun. Uh, in terms of like PvP, I love PvP the most in MOBAs just because of the variety of play styles, the variety of custom builds, and pretty much like endless content. Like, you can pretty much make an entire YouTube career out of just MOBAs because like I said, there's endless content, right? Like, there's infinite amount of builds. There's always new characters coming in, always new updates. Like, MOBAs are literally just content, like content creators like heaven It really is because there's so many different ways you can build a character. There's so many ways to play. There's so many different ways to like MOBAs are fucking nuts when it comes to content. Like you can easily make content with MOBAs. But like I said, it's just none of them are really doing it for me right now. I wish I liked Predecessor. I don't like the time to kill. It's just so fast, and I don't think it's ever gonna change. If it did change, I would much prefer it then probably. But like even the characters just don't satisfy me as much as Paragons. Like it's just like you can really tell that Predecessor's a major downgrade from this game. And like I said, I am happy for those that do enjoy it, but it's I don't know, like and also the thing that keeps me away from it as well. Like even if I did enjoy it, like there's no guarantee it's gonna survive, and that's also another problem with me. I mean, people will say that oh yeah, Predecessor's gonna live on, but dude, this game has died like 3 fucking times. Literally died for the EA's Paragon. Fault died. Paragon the Overprime died. Like, you mean to tell me it's like a not possible for this game to die? Predecessor. I mean, I'll believe when I see it, I guess, but I don't know. Cause I mean, I know these guys. These guys are a lot smaller than the people that work on Paragon. A lot smaller. Uh, because Netmarble is a multi-billion-dollar company. These guys are not even 100 mil, I think. So, you're not working with a lot. I'm just spitting out facts here. Um, yeah, but I kind of went on a tangent with the MOBA scene because it is something I really want. Like, if you guys basically, if this game, if Predecessor ever does buff tanks, buff towers. Well, not even just like I said, not even just tanks, like just time to kill in general. Like, I hate I hate MOBAs where it seems like you just die instantly. Like it's ridiculous. Like I feel like anytime I go into a battle and I'm a tank, I just fall over and die instantly. Like just no chance. And like I said, I found the time to kill in this game is fast, but like Presence is even faster. It's like what the fuck. Uh, but yeah, I went on a tangent with MOBAs because it's like it is one of my favorite things for PvP. Like, it's like the only thing I would play for PvP anymore. I'm not a big PvP guy. Um, I'm not opposed to PvP that much on an RTS. Uh, I'd prefer to do it with friends because I do play a lot of games, so like to play against like other players, it's kind of difficult because I have to remember like every strategy from every game I play, and it's just not possible. Because like I say, I do play like well over 100 games, so it's kind of hard to keep up with it all. Um, and more than likely, I'd be fighting a person that plays that one game all the time, and I just get my ass kicked. That's why I would rather play against like friends, sort of deal. Uh, Someone that can actually have a chance of beating, you know. um, uh, but yeah, I mean, oh yeah, 0K. That's another game to be looking forward to. But uh, you'll guys be you guys what the fuck? You guys will be seeing me play 0K soon. as I've been kind of enjoying that game. Not really a master at it, just kind of learning it still. Zero K is kind of interesting. It's kind of like Supreme Commander too. Uh, only I'm not sure if I'd say it's more simplified. It's kind of like I don't know how to really describe it. There's a lot more units. There's a lot more units. There's a lot more defenses. Um, yeah, that's all I can really say about it. I haven't really dived too far into that game yet. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm not sure if this video really gave you a fucking idea what the hell I'm gonna be doing, but basically, to readdress my point, right? I'm going to be trying to find a limo, a flow, if you will. Um, I want to try and be more consistent with just a few games rather than try to do like 15 different games. You know, uh, I'll say this. Uh, if I had to say which three games it's gonna be, I feel like because I did say earlier I was gonna have like three games I want to try to do once every. I want to try to do three games and do a video on each of those three games. Uh, you know, uploading them once a week per game. God, I can't find a way to make that make more sense. I don't. It probably does make more sense. I'm probably overthinking it, but like basically, I'm gonna find three games I enjoy a lot, and every week I'll upload one video of those three games. So each week you'll have three videos. And then every once in a while I'll throw in Stellaris. I feel like Stellaris is one of those games where I'm just going to throw it in every now and again type of deal. But I'm not going to like main it. But the games I am going to main are going to be I can tell you Dragon's Dogma is going to be one of them. Dragon's Dogma is definitely going to be on that list because I could see a lot of content coming out of that game. So Dragon's Dogma, which is like an RPG. Um, Second game, I've been thinking about Skyrim, but like, Skyrim is so hard to get into because like there's so many mods to pick from, and it's like a lot of them are just big honking booty mods, like just big boobs and just. Which I mean, I know that sounds like heaven to most people, but like YouTube is not a fan of it, and really, I mean, for content, I'm not really looking for that. So, um, yeah, but I can probably tell you, Dragon's Dogma 2. I'll have stars every once in a while as like challenges that I come up with. I'm probably not Skyrim just because probably not Skyrim just because Dragon's Dogma is another RPG, so uh, you know. Um, I feel like I would say 0K, but I just don't know if I just don't know if there's really that much to cover with that game. But Dragon's Dogma 2 is definitely gonna be one of the games I play. Maybe Path of Titans. I've been really want to do a survival game on the channel because I do say I do survival games, but I haven't really done many. I think I want to give Path of Titans another go. I've done one small series of it with a Montosaurus, so maybe I could do Path of Titans with, because my one friend's thinking of getting it too, so maybe I can partner up with him or whatever. So maybe that could be kind of interesting. Uh, so yeah, probably Path of can't fucking speak. Path of Titans. Um, Path of Titans, every once in a while Stellaris, Dragon's Dogma 2. What can a third game be? I don't want to. I don't really want to do an FPS. FPS has been kind of boring me lately. I don't know. I just. I'm more of a survival and RTS guy. Like I like RTS the most, but I can't play RTS all the time. Like survival games, I like because I like to chill on games. So like I usually play like survival or sandbox games the most of the time. But RTS games I do have the most fun with. I just don't play it as much. And the reason why is just because um I mean RTS games are just not too much fun by yourself as well. That's another reason. I have a lot more fun with friends on RTS games. That's also kind of part of the reason I stopped playing Halo Wars, just because I was getting kind of lonely. uh, no, but Halo Wars might come back, but it's not gonna be for a while yet. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But as of right now, I can tell you, Dragon's Dogma 2. And the more I think about it, I do want to do Path Titans. Because there's a lot of content with that game, too. Because Path of Titans is kind of like a MOBA. So, I mean, there is that. It's kind of like a MOBA. It has, like, abilities and stuff like that. So, it's, you know, it's you know, it could be, like, the closest thing I'll ever actually get to a more balanced MOBA. uh, and then, for my third game, honestly, I might just stick with that, actually. I might just stick with Dragon's Dogma, Path of Titans, and, yeah. Just go from there. I mean, honestly, it's just the thing with Dragon's Dogma right now. It's like I'm trying to do. Uh, there's a lot of content I want to do with the game, but it's kind of like stuff I want to do. It's kind of hard to explain. Uh, basically, like a lot of stuff I want to do with it is gonna be like more late game focus orientated rather than early game, because the early game of the Dragon's Dogma is kind of like it's kind of like watching old man chewing bubble gum. It's just kind of boring, to be honest. At least for me. I don't know. I, I don't know why this guy says like old man eating bubble gum. Oh shit. But yeah. I think for now we'll just focus on those two and have stars be a part of it every once in a while. And I'll just throw up random. Maybe I'll just throw up some random shit every once in a while if I just can't make an upload for those games for one reason or another, just because of maybe editing or something. Because Path of Titans is definitely gonna be one of those games where I'll have to put a lot of time in to make it interesting. Because it's also a lot of like downtime on that game too. So yeah, but I might think of a third game. I would do GTA, but it's like GTA is also kind of. I don't know. GTA is also another one of those games where you kind of have to be in late game to be kind of to make it interesting. I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens, Bubba. For now, though, I'll just leave with those three games I said: Dragon's Dogma 2, Path Titans, and Stellaris. I'll just leave you with those three. Oh, you know what? Maybe Halo Infinite. I know I just said earlier FPS are not interested, but I really do like Halo Infinite. That is one FPS I do like a lot right now. I haven't played it much, but it would be kind of interesting to do that every once in a while, maybe. Have another game like that. Maybe that's what we'll do, actually. Maybe we should just do, uh, two games we mainstream and then just have, like, a bunch of random shit for the third day. Huh. I never thought about that. Maybe I could do that. I don't know. We'll fucking figure this shit out one way or another. Alright, guys. that's it. I know this. I know this video is really fucking long, but uh, yeah, it's kind of hard for me to really figure out what I'm doing because I really just don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So, uh, thank you all for watching. If you made it this far, just let me yapper about random bullshit. Uh, but if you made it that far, then yeah, pat yourself on the back for wasting 40 minutes of your time. And essentially, but no. But I do appreciate it though. Appreciate you listening to my dumbassness. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll make an actual official update. This is me just kind of throwing ideas in a bucket, if you will, and maybe someone can be like, that's pretty fucking stupid. Maybe I'll be like, man, maybe you're right. Anyway, I've been yapping my gums long enough. I'm getting tired. My fucking I love hearing my own voice, but not this much. God damn. All right. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. Peace.